The hopes are really high. I mean, the people are very welcoming the idea of finally having a foreign company investing in their country. In the last 15 years, since the collapse of the central government, no foreign investment ever came to Puntland. And now that they feel, I mean, the first 5 or 6 years, they were putting together a state that is safe, that can, look after its own people. Now now that is done, now is the time to move forward and have some infrastructure and make or take advantage of the natural resources that the country has.
The government of Puntland is stable. It's a democratically elected government. In fact, the entire state, it's a semi-autonomous state within what was the former Federal Republic of Somalia, and it has had sort of stability from the war for the best part of 10 years. And as I say, the democratic elections went very smoothly over the last few years. So all in all, we feel it's a stable place to come and work in. It's just that the lack of a national government for Somalia tends to confuse issues when you're dealing with outside parties, international companies. I think that situation is being made clearer and clearer as the months go by.
Lots of people, especially in the international community, have that perception, that wrong perception that this place is unsafe well, I honestly believe, and this is my personal opinion, that the bigger companies right now are just sitting on the sidewalks and watching what's happening with Range and Puntland, and if everything goes okay, I'm 100% sure that they will be joining us. But they will come. But right now, as soon as they see somebody drilling and doing some work, they will come. They will. There's an American say that says, "Building and they will come." So.
Good morning, gentlemen, Your Excellencies. My name's Mike Povey. I'm the Chairman of Range Resources. And firstly, I'd like to say I'm grateful for the fact that we've got everybody here today, representatives from both the TFG and, of course, the Puntland government. I'm sure everyone here realises that when we first started the exercise of coming into Puntland, most people that we would speak to outside of the country wouldn't know where that was. Only initially, when I came here in April 2005, was just a few maps which showed just an indication of some of the work that had been done only by Conoco. They didn't show there was oil here. They showed from, that's the small amount of information, there was certainly the potential for oil. There was absolutely zero information with regard to proper geological information with regard to minerals in the country as well. Over this last 9 months in particular, we've managed to change the image significantly with regard to what it would be like to visit here. We put a small team into the northern half of the country. You'll see later when you get, we've spent a great deal of money on satellite imagery. We have imagery over some of the deposits in the north of the country where you can see down to less than a metre in detail. If we move to the map, we've got the border boundaries through here. What we're looking at is the onshore areas in purple are what Range wishes to retain as all exploration areas. This particular block system is what's used around the world. In this particular instance, I set this up as it was specified in the 1984 mining code, which is on what I call 5 minute. Each one of these is what I call 5 minutes of longitude by 5 minutes of latitude. Becomes, what might sound complicated now, it's quite easy when you start to use it, because this is very important because it will enable you to block out smaller areas of ground that may be of high value to you later, trust me on that. You'll see that it will be easy to reference the areas and generate smaller exploration licence areas. So in summary, what do we see? Well, Range sees itself very much as a partner with the Puntland government. We work very closely, we've got a tremendous amount of cooperation from them, and we want to, as part of us partnering the Puntland government, we want to ensure that whoever they deal with in the future are also professional in their undertakings. If that happens, I am very confident that we'll get a major partner on board very quickly and start doing and trying to achieve what I think everyone in this room wants to happen, that is to get some successful exploration on the ground. Yeah, well,
as we've talked about, it gives us great pleasure with Range as one of our primary obligations in working with the Puntland government is to support the local community, both economically and socially, and it gives us great pleasure at Range Resources, both through ourselves as directors and also through our chief advisors, Leo, Marcus and Robin as well, to jointly present to Garraway a contribution of US $250,000 towards the construction of the Garraway airport.
Yeah. Let me translate.
Okay.